I moved around a lot when I was a kid. So I started off in Michigan, in Farmington, and then Plymouth, and then my family moved to Lusk, Wyoming. No one's ever heard of Lusk, Wyoming. It's a teeny tiny town on the eastern side of Wyoming. And then after that, we moved to Wentzville, Missouri, where I went to high school. And so I came to Ann Arbor after college and have been here now 20 years. I took ballet when I was 5 or 6, and I loved it. But since I moved around, when we moved to Wyoming, they didn't have ballet. So I didn't dance anymore. And I didn't dance again until I was in my early 30s. I was learning Tai Chi, and within 2 weeks, people kept asking me, "Are you a dancer?" And I was like, no, I'm not a dancer. And so finally I started thinking about it again, and I saw a flyer for Jessie Richards' Earth Dance, and I thought, okay, I'm earthy, dance, that sounds good. So I started dancing in my early 30s, and then took as many dance classes as I could for a few years, ballet and modern, really loved it, and then ended up dancing with Jessie. I first heard of the Rudolf Steiner School when I worked out at the community farm with Paul and Annie. I don't remember how long ago now, probably about 15 years ago. And I was excited because it was all about farming in tune with nature. What's the moon doing? What's the sun doing? The moisture. I liked how everything was interconnected. And through that experience, I also learned that there was a school associated with it that also emphasized that connection with nature. And so since then, I've had a lot of friends, parents who have sent their kids there, and I also teach in the German department, and every year we have a German Day where thousands of kids from the area come and perform. They do music, they do skits, they do theater, commercials, and the Rudolf Steiner kids start learning German at a really early age. And so to see junior high kids speaking German that well is really impressive. I had heard of Dorian Deaver because my friend Alyssa had taken classes or private lessons with him. She and her partner wanted to prepare for their wedding dance. She had danced before, but her partner, Will, never had. And after those lessons, she talked about him so much. And the funny thing is, now that I'm dancing with him and I mention Dorian Deaver, someone else says, "Oh yeah, I had a class with him at the Y," or "Oh yeah, my kids, they had a class with him through church." And so I think so many people have come into contact with him in the community. He taught for the Steiner School gym for 3 years, and he taught at the Y for many years. And I think he's probably brought so much joy and so much to so many people in the community. He's great. My work is partially in the German department. I've been doing that now for 10 years. I teach the first 2 years of German. And then in the spring and summertime, I do ecological work. So I work for the Legacy Land Conservancy, and when property owners want to put their land in a conservation easement, which means that even if the land is sold, they're making an agreement never to cut down the trees or to divide it or to build big structures on it to preserve the quality of the natural areas. So I go in and take pictures and describe what's there so that then people can come in and look and make sure it's still in relatively the same state. I think the arts are very important in school because it's a place for kids to explore the arts in a way that they may not get to anywhere else. For example, with whether it's drawing or painting or theater. Like I think of Wild Swan, and I used to go as an adult because a housemate of mine was an actor in the Wild Swan Theater Company, and to watch the kids' faces while they were watching the plays, they would just be so engaged in it. And then I know that they also do camps so that kids themselves get to experience theater. And now that I have a son myself, he saw Frog and Toad at the library, and he still remembers it and talks about it a lot. And so I think those are very memorable experiences, both in school and out of school, that both of these organizations provide that mean a lot to kids. Why should the audience vote for me? Actually, I think they should vote for Dorian Deaver because he's the best dance teacher in the world, and I hope I do his teaching justice. So.